The Tale of Peter Rabbit. The Tale of Peter Rabbit. Hello there. I will give you a cup of water. Here you are. No, Mommy, I want to sleep more. I want to stay in my bed. Don't give me any water for me. The Tale of Peter Rabbit by Beatrix Potter. Oh. One day, once upon a time, there were 4 little rabbits, and their names were Flopsy, Mopsy, Cottontail, and Peter. They lived with their mother in a sandbank, underneath the root of a very big fir tree. Look at this tree. Now, my dears, said old Mrs. Rabbit, one morning, you may go into the fields or down the lane, but don't go into Mr. McGregor's garden. Can you see the Peter Rabbit? She's wondering why she told them not to go into the Mr. McGregor's garden. So she was really curious. Let's see what's happening next. Your father had an accident there. He was put in a pie by Mrs. McGregor. Now run along and don't get into mischief. I am going out. You need to tie your shirt well. I will help you. I will come back soon, my dears, my rabbits. Then old Mrs. Rabbit took a basket and her umbrella and went through the wood to the baker's. She bought a loaf of brown bread and 5 crunched buns. We are waiting for our mommy until she came back. We need to pick our fruits. Look at me. Am I doing well? Yes, you are doing so well. Tweet, 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 tweet. There are some olives in the basket. Flopsy, Mopsy, and Cottontail, who were good little bunnies, went down the lane to gather blackberries. Look at this Peter, who was very naughty. Look carefully, this boy. But Peter, who was very naughty, ran straight away to Mr. McGregor's garden. Doo-doo! Oh my gosh! Look! And squeezed under the gate. Oops! No way! He squeezed under the gate. Oh my goodness! Can you see this picture well? Look at this. First, he ate some lettuces and some French beans, and then he ate some radishes. Look at him. He ate lots of lettuce, lots of French beans, lots of some radishes, and Mr. McGregor's house. See? And then, feeling rather sick, he went to look for some parsley. Oh, look at him. He feels so sick, so he went to look for some parsley then. Oh, poor Peter. He's really sick. Oh, what's happening here? Hey, I don't want to give you anything to you. Hey, what's happening? But round the end of a cucumber frame, whom should he meet but Mr. McGregor? Doo-doo! He found Mr. McGregor. Hey, you stop there! You are burglar! You are stealer! What did you steal in my garden? Hey, come on! Mr. McGregor was on his hands and knees, planting out young cabbages. But he jumped up and ran after Peter, waving a rake and calling out, "Stop! Thief! Stop, thief!" Look at the shoes. Whose shoes is this? Tweet, 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 tweet. Peter was most dreadfully frightened. He rushed all over the garden, for he had forgotten the way back to the gate. He lost one of his shoes among the cabbages. Look, get the shoes. He lost the shoes, and the bird sees our shoes. He was really in a hurry, right? Now, and the other shoe amongst the potatoes. Hey! The bird found another shoes in the potatoes. Tweet, 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 tweet. Whose shoes is this? Maybe the Peter was really in a hurry. I must have found him a shoes. Oh no. Oh, poor Peter. After unloading them, he ran on 4 legs and went faster, so that I think he might have got away altogether if he had not unfortunately run into a gooseberry net and got caught by a large buttons on his jacket. Oh my goodness. It was a blue jacket with the brass buttons. Quite new. Oh my goodness, look at that. It was a quite blue jacket with the brass buttons. It was quite new. Oh, no, look at that. Oops. Tweet, 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 what's happening to you? Peter gave himself up for lost and shed big tears. But his sobs were overheard by some friendly sparrows, who flew to him in great excitement and implored him to exert himself. I'm in a danger. Mr. McGregor came up with a sieve, which he intended to pop upon the top of Peter, but Peter wriggled out just in time, leaving his jacket behind him. He's really smart. He just left his jacket behind him, and the Peter was run away from that place. Let's see what's happening next. Look. And rushed into the tool shed and jumped into a can. It would have been a beautiful thing to hide in if it had not had so much water in it. Look, 거기에 물이 많이 없었더라면 굉장히 아름다운 것이 많았을 텐데 말이죠. Can you see that, Mr. McGregor? Mr. McGregor is searching for someone. Who is he searching for? Who is he looking for? Maybe Peter, right? Mr. McGregor was quite sure that Peter was somewhere in the tool shed, perhaps hidden underneath a flower pot. He began to turn them over carefully, looking under each. Presently, Peter sneezed. Curtis, choo! Mr. McGregor was after him in no time. Oops! The Peter was run away from the Mr. McGregor and tried to put his foot upon Peter, who jumped out of the window, upsetting 3 plants. The window was too small for Mr. McGregor, and he was tired of running after Peter. He went back to his work. Oh, Peter is really fast to run away, so Mr. McGregor couldn't catch him. Now Peter sat down to rest. He was out of the breath and trembling with the fright, and he had not the least idea which way to go. Also, he was very, very damped with sitting in that can. He was really damped sitting in a can. Look at this, Peter. Poor Peter. Poor Peter. After a time, he began to wonder about going limpity, not very fast, and looking all around. He found a door in a wall, but it was locked. And there was no room for a fat little rabbit to squeeze underneath. He has no room for fat little rabbit to squeeze underneath. Look at that. Oh, he's crying. An old mouse was running in and out over the stone doorstep, carrying peas and beans to her family in the wood. Peter asked her the way to the gate, but she had such a large pea in her mouth that she could not answer. She only shook her head at him. Peter began to cry. She was crying. Then he tried to find his way straight across the garden, but he became more and more puzzled. Presently, he came to a pond where Mr. McGregor filled his water cans. A white cat was staring at some goldfish. She sat very, very still, but now and then the tip of her tail twitched as if it were alive. Peter thought it best to go away without speaking to her. He had heard about cats from his cousin, little Benjamin Bunny. Look. What a beautiful bird. He went back towards the tool shed, but suddenly, quite close to him, he heard the noise of a hoe. Screech, scratch, scratch, screech. Peter scuttled underneath the bushes. But presently, as nothing happened, he came out and climbed upon a wheelbarrow and peeped over. The first thing he saw was Mr. McGregor hauling onions. His back was turned towards Peter, and beyond him was the gate. Look at him. The Peter found Mr. McGregor again. Hey, you are Peter. I can get you. Oh my goodness. I need to run away. Peter get down very quietly off the wheelbarrow and started running as fast as he could go along a straight walk behind some blackcurrant bushes. Mr. McGregor caught sight of him at the corner, but Peter did not care. He slipped underneath the gate and was safe at last in the wood outside the garden. Mr. McGregor hung up the little jacket and the shoes for a scarecrow to frighten the black bears. Look at this. You can see the jacket, little jacket, and there are some blackbirds, and this is the scarecrow. See? The Peter is looking inside a tree. Peter never stopped running or looked behind him till he got home to the big fir tree. Oh, I am waiting for my kids, my bunnies. Mommy is preparing some food, right? He was so tired that he flopped down upon the nice soft sand on the floor of the rabbit hole and shut his eyes. His mother was busy cooking. She wondered what he had done with his clothes. It was the second little jacket and pair of shoes that Peter had lost in a fortnight. Oh, he lost the pair of shoes, jacket. Oh my goodness. Look carefully. There is a mommy. There are 3 bunnies. The 3 bunnies is looking at the mommy, bunny, mommy. I am so sorry to say that Peter was not very well during the evening. His mother put him to bed and made some chamomile tea, and she gave a dose of it to Peter. 1 tablespoonful to be taken at bedtime. But Flopsy, Mopsy, and Cottontail had bread and milk and blackberries for supper. Look at the bunnies. They are preparing some milk and blackberries. They are eating some bread and milk and blackberries for supper. This is the end of the story. The end. Was it fun, this story? If you really enjoyed this storybook, please do subscribe this channel. Thank you so much, everyone. Goodbye. Hope to see you again.